You hear me, Bob?
Mike, can you hear us? Mike, can you hear
Yep,
us?
I can hear
Okay, that's not good.
Bob, no video. Ah, there you are. Town council chambers. Can't hear Fred.
Does it make sense? So if it's 9 people right now, you got 6 here, it's only 4 people. That's gonna have.
Well, I saw there was an issue.
Yeah.
Fred is unintelligible.
He's not saying it. Can you hear me though, Mike?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Okay.
Like, majority of.
Okay, can we stop talking? You do have a quorum. I'm going to ask you to use these portable mics when you talk. Just
Is this like karaoke?
a little bit.
Oh, rhythm section was the Purple Gang. Let's rock.
We're on YouTube Live, so
Guys, go live on YouTube right now.
Please, I hope that's not recorded.
okay, you can call the meeting to order.
All right. This is the regularly scheduled meeting of the Warren Planning Board, Monday, April 26th, 7 a.m. We are on YouTube. We have a number of our board members attending through Zoom and 4 of us here live. So the first order of business, we do have a quorum. There is nothing for the Waterfront Overlay District Development Plan Review. Under public hearings, we have a request for a dimensional variance, section 32-77, and administrative subdivision. AP 20, Lot 108, 16 Baltimore Avenue. The owner applicant is Nicholas Ferreira. Bob Dooley would ordinarily could grant this as administrative officer, but he's asked for the board to review this as well.
Mr. Chair, if I may, as the board listens to this application, the first task that the board has is the dimensional variance that's been requested. Once you hear that evidence based on for the dimensional variance, we'll put that to a vote, its findings.
Can't hear the solicitor.
I'll put the findings of that on the record for you, per Rhode Island general law, and then we'll proceed to approval of or denial of administrative subdivision.
Bob, did you want to, or do we have the applicant here?
Yes, but Ben needs to repeat what he said because the public can't hear it.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Mr. Chair, the application before you today is the first task addressing
Application is a dimensional variance that's been requested.
No, still not good.
For variance and approval of
Is the green light on, Ben? Button on the bottom.
Mr. Chair, the application before you is requesting two things. The first is the dimensional variance and also administrative subdivision. This falls on the Article 29 of the Unified Development Review. Procedurally, the first thing the board would be
is to listen to evidence testimony to granting a dimensional.
Keep your
variance.
hand on the button. Make sure that light stays on, please. Sorry.
The first task will be requesting
Grab one of those. Got it, Mike.
the board be asked first to address the dimensional variance that's being relief is being requested. Once the board hears testimony and evidence as to the dimensional variance relief, I will certainly put on the record the finding of fact as required by Rhode Island general law, and then we will proceed to approval of the administrative subdivision.
I don't think we need to repeat that again.
Mr. Ferrer is here. The applicant is here.
I am here, yes, board. Nick Ferrara here.
Mr. Ferrer, if you could just explain to the board and the public why you're requesting the variance.
So I'm essentially requesting,
Feedback, Bob, feedback.
Yeah, I got it, Mike. Go ahead, Mr. Ferrer.
I'm essentially requesting the variance in order to split the current lot, subdivide the current lot in order to, create inventory in town and build a new house in that neighborhood.
Did everybody hear that?
Well.
You repeat it, Mr. Ferrer?
It seems like there's some audio difficulties coming back and forth, but essentially I'm looking to subdivide the land right in half. I was short by the 13 feet on frontage. We needed 90 feet. I'm at 76 and a half, which I needed to have the variance and document that. So I'm looking for the relief on the frontage to go ahead and put a new construction home on the lot. It would essentially cut the existing lot right in half, right down the middle to create a new lot.
Anything else you'd like to add?
I think that's pretty much it. I have made my rounds around the neighborhood with the neighbors. I do have a lot of supporters. I know one, if not two or three, have sent emails to you, Bob. There were a couple adversaries, but again, I'm not sure if they came forward or not. And I know a lot of people just don't want to get involved. They know it'll create value to their homes, their properties overall. I am a real estate professional myself, so I know it will create value. It'll bring tax dollars to the town of Warren because there is zero inventory. So I'm creating inventory and new tax money for the town. And that's pretty much the gist of it.
Bob, does this application require neighbor notification?
They were.
They were.
Letters were
Okay,
noted.
yeah. 'Cause you said
Yep.
They were formally notified. Okay, thank you.
Yes, everyone was notified, sir.
I wasn't formally notified until I got a letter in the mail about this meeting.
That was formal notification. That's the
The
requirement.
notification?
I'm sorry?
That was the notification?
Yes.
I noticed that he said he made some rounds, so I just wasn't sure if,
Yeah, no, the statute requires that every butter within 200 feet receive notice of the meeting.
oh, okay.
And there was one email received in support that was made part of the record. There were no other emails either against or for that are made part of the record. There are members of the public that are here that will have a chance to speak after the planning board asks any questions they might have. Mr. Massey?
Are there any questions from the planning board?
Well, I want to just, there's planning board members that are on Zoom. I want to see if they have any questions. Andrea, any questions?
No.
Mr. Gerhart?
Nope.
Ms. Maderas?
No.
Mr. Luffers?
No.
Now, there are no questions from the board. It would be appropriate for members of the public to offer any comments that they might have.
If you could come up, I'm sorry.
A lot of the people on Zoom are also going to participate.
Okay, we'll get to them.
And what you would do is come up to the front, state your name, your address.
Yeah, I'm wearing a mask. They do have a restricted month. That's not how you want me to handle that.
Let's see how it goes.
Speak right here.
Your name, address.
My name is Darlene Harding. I live at 9 Buffalo Avenue, which is the next corner over. I have 9 Buffalo Avenue has been my state of legal residence from the record back from when my parents bought the house in 1970. I grew up in the neighborhood. Mom resided here until she passed away in 2004. And when she passed away, she had a wheeling address, left the children. So I value for it. At that time, that was she died January 19, 2004, and it was when market went crazy and everything, all the prices on everything went skyrocketed. And the house I was buying was not worth market value, but to me, it's a neighborhood that I was very familiar with, neighbors, and for that reason, I paid market price for my siblings and have been residing there since. What I did, and I don't know if can I pass the map out?
Sure.
This just to kind of, because most of my research that I did was based on the neighborhood. And on that map, all I did on your map is highlight the one house that's the 16 Baltimore Avenue property. And on that map, what shows on this map, and I'll keep it simple, the 9 residences that are on Baltimore Avenue, there was a playground there too, but the 9 residences, just a little bit of information that I found interesting was that all these homes have been there for over 50, 60 years. The last house that's shown on Baltimore Avenue was built in 1962. That neighborhood remained intact. And then I went to like Baltimore and Buffalo because both of them are effective. And on that, I did the research again. all the homes that are in that been built in that neighborhood as far, well, I went from Child Street to Buffalo, and I did all of Baltimore, all of Auburn, all of Connecticut.
We're having a really hard time hearing. Can we just see if everybody can keep this like really straight and to the point?
Thank you, Ashley.
Yes, straight and to the point is that all these houses, there haven't been new houses, that have been built, you know, in over 50 years. There are a couple on Connecticut, at the top, you know, in 1985 and 86, but what I found, what struck me as the probably most compelling issue is that I remember all my neighbors. I remember as a toddler, I remember everybody in that neighborhood. And so I researched how long the families have been in that particular neighborhood. And over half, actually, over 80% of them have housed the same family for 35 years or more. Out of those, another 50% have been there 50 years.
So
That's not a valid point. 4 houses up the street is a new shotgun ranch. So that's not a valid point.
Nick, I'm gonna mute you.
What we need is, you know, I appreciate your research on this, and I understand, I believe the crux of the matter is you are opposed to supporting.
I am opposed to it. And the 2 reasons would be, the first thing that came to mind was safety. The second thing that came to mind was the character of the neighborhood. So that's why I did some research regarding the character of the neighborhood and how long the families actually have stayed there. And one of the reasons the families have stayed there as long as they have is due to that we all have big lots. We don't hear what our neighbors are watching on TV. We're not hearing
Okay, you got
every
it.
petty argument, and the people that
I think we understand character of the neighborhood. Is there anything else?
Yes, it was the second issue and final issue that I had to oppose it would just be safety. My earliest childhood memories as a 6-year-old boy, there's a playground on that street. And that playground, because there's a playground on the street, there's no parking on the side of the street, but because of the boxes are on the side where the playground is, all the parking is on the side where he's proposing to split this property at a driveway and a residence. And as early as 1971, there were 2 very close calls with children on that street, so much so that growing up, we weren't allowed to ride bikes.
I've got to get involved here because I think we've gotten your concern about this. You were at 16 Buffalo?
Now I am at 9 Buffalo.
9 Buffalo.
Right, the 2 houses down. From 16.
Oh, I see, okay.
Yeah, right.
All
That
right.
would be right.
Okay, do we have any other?
Well, I have another case, one other thing that
No,
I
we
think
need to move on. 'Cause
well, this is kind of a,
You know,
if you could just hear me on it, and it has the the Parks and Recreation Department, that was just, they did a study on, and this was just 2018, they just came out with that policy. One of their primary areas of concern when they did their master plan that the town submitted was safety due to the fact that there was no park and the narrowness of the street. That was in addition to outdated play equipment, but that was one of their primary concerns, wondering if they were even notified that there could be.
Really not.
Okay, so that was the 2 issues that I wanted to bring up, the character of the neighborhood and the safety. Anybody have any questions? You're welcome.
Thank you.
for the opposing, just
You
to say.
need to identify yourself.
Also, my name is Thomas Perry, I live at 11 Buffalo, directly across the street. You can see claims that he went around to the neighbors and got people to be on board. Most of these neighbors are on this Zoom right now. I can tell you they were all opposed.
Okay, well, we'll find that out. But
Okay, good. So, you know, this house is a historical house built in the 19th century. It was sold by lifelong residents, Mrs. Julie Winwood, when she had to go into a nursing home. The developer was able to obtain the property without going to market at a very reasonable price. He knows the area, sold a couple homes in Warren. He's only made minor aesthetic updates. You know, the house is in great shape, even though it's 130 years old. The former owners were really, really good. To take a property, you know, from the 19th century and cut its yard in half, just, you know, a shame to the historical significance of one of the oldest homes. I have a picture here of 3 homes at the end of, this is looking down on Baltimore. And also here on the right is the subject house. You know, my house is this one over on the right, one of the 3 oldest houses. Yes. That is the Roach family, walking down the street, who built many of the homes in the area. You know, shrinking the lot size was reduce the value of the homes. The original home will go down in value because you don't have as big of a lot. He wants to stuff in a house which wouldn't be increasing the value of the neighborhood, especially since he needs to put it in sideways. All the other houses in the neighborhood, except for one, face the street. It's a non-Rockwell type of neighborhood. It would just be a shame to.
just for the record, the valuation is, in your opinion, not a professional real estate professional, correct?
That is,
All right, so just for the record, the valuation potential decrease is just your opinion.
yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
You know, there is a granite ledge running in the back that could cause trouble for construction. There's a granite ledge that goes right down the back of everything. There's a shed in the back that's raised up because of that. That could cause water runoff problems.
And again, you're not an engineer, that's just your opinion.
We can't hear anything on this side.
I'm almost, Mr. Massey, going to suggest that in fairness to everyone, that we pull the plug, schedule a special meeting entirely virtual, so everyone has a chance to be heard.
Yeah.
Because this is becoming difficult.
We can hear pretty well.
Well, not, there are board members that can't, so.
Can you hear me?
Not really.
Yeah, we can't hear it all.
No?
No, I think,
Can anyone hear me?
the only people who can hear you, Fred, are here.
Yes.
You can, yeah, here we go. We're going to postpone this hearing. This isn't going to work in this hybrid manner. So we're going to move it to a all virtual so that people can be heard and that we have an appropriate communication. Bob, do you have a time?
We could do it in proper advertising. We could do it, we want to do it sooner than that. We could do it next Monday.
I'm certainly open next Monday. Not seeing any issues, we'll go with that.
Just let you know, I can't attend. I will not be in town. I apologize.
Hey, Mike, could you give a thumbs up if you're in town?
I can do it on Monday.
Ashley, can you do it on Monday?
Yes.
And Mr. Leffers, can you do it on Monday?
Yes.
And Mr. Dixon can, Mr. Bobine can, Mr. Patterson? Okay, so we will have a quorum.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry about this, but as you can see, this is not going to be fair to either side to not be able to have people hear what's going on.
Fred, you can kill the mic for a second.
Well,
So-
by chance, you're on your computer in the same room?
Yeah.
Because we can hear you fine.
Yeah,
It's
because
just the microphone.
the microphones are what we're struggling with. We tried to get them fixed and we're still obviously working on it. So
should we go for the whole meeting?
Yeah, the whole meeting is going to be carried over. So the other applicants, we apologize, but in fairness and to stay in compliance with the open meeting law, we need to make sure that people can hear everything that is happening here. And that is not what's happening. So people that are here tonight, you'll have an opportunity to speak at the next meeting, as well as everyone that's online. We'll pick up where we left off with you, sir. And your testimony will be part of the record, so you don't have to tell us again. We have that. But everyone else that is either on Zoom or here will have an opportunity to speak. We won't have to advertise again. We will post the agenda with the Secretary of State. The only other question is, Mr. Chairman, do you want to start at 7 or do you want to start earlier?
I prefer to start at 6:30. If that works.
And for those members of the planning board that are 6:30 work for you on next Monday?
Yes,
Mike, okay, and Mr. Leffers?
yes.
Okay, so 6:30 next Monday, which is what I say, the 3rd? May 3rd.
Public hearing, the rest of the agenda.
Make a motion to continue this hearing until next week.
May 3rd at 6:30.
I'm sorry.
May 3rd at 6:30.
May 3rd at 6:30.
It's going to be via the Zoom platform, and it will be advertised according to our IGL.
How will we be able to find out this new information?
It'll be on the town's website tomorrow,
Okay.
but you can go onto the town's website under planning. You'll see the agenda with the Zoom links.
Are we still allowed to email written, comments on whether we're opposed or for this?
Nope. At the next meeting, you will be, yes, not tonight.
Okay, I know. I just didn't know if I could email the email on the letter in the meantime.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Email comments up to 4 o'clock on the 3rd.
Okay, because it had set up until the 4/26, so that means it's extended now. Okay,
And another week, that's correct.
thank you.
So that we have a motion on the floor, as stated by Attorney Ferraro. I moved. Second. All in favor? And now we're adjourning.
Apologies.
Motion to adjourn. So moved, Jim. Second. Second, Brett, all in favor? Aye.
We're done. They adjourned the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. They adjourned the meeting. I don't know. I couldn't actually tell why.
Zoom meeting hasn't been ended. The Zoom portion of it. Bob, can you hear me?
Bye.